Hi, my name is Patrick Labelle. I'm a research librarian at the University of Ottawa, and I've prepared this short video on building an effective search strategy to help you succeed in finding information to complete assignments in this particular course, but I'm also hoping that you'll find the information useful and applicable to other courses you'll be taking throughout your studies. Now, we're all used to using Google as part of our everyday life to find information on a variety of topics, and when it comes time to using the library, it might be a bit more daunting or intimidating. Therefore, I'm hoping that this video will introduce you to some key concepts to help you succeed in preparing a search that's effective in finding the information that you need. Let's use this as an example for this video. What strategies are most effective when teaching children with learning disabilities to read? One of the first steps is translating your research question into a search strategy by pulling out the key concepts. In this example, I've identified teaching, reading, and children with learning disabilities as key ideas. Notice that I didn't use strategies as a different concept. My rationale for doing that is that if I search for these three concepts, I'm likely to find articles that talk about strategies or interventions or pedagogical approaches. However, if you find that you have too many results, it's always something that you can add to your search to see if it helps refine your results. Now, before we move on, let's just review quickly some of the basic operators that you can use in different search tools, whether it's on Google, Omni, Google Scholar, or even library databases. The first one is often the default operator in most tools. It's basically going to search for all the keywords that you type in. So you don't usually need to put and. But if you're searching for reading and teaching, you're going to find articles that focus or that include both terms. If you search for articles on teaching or pedagogy, the or operator is useful when you have synonyms for your key terms. So in this case, teaching could also be pedagogy or instruction. And you can add as many as you want, and the likelihood of increasing your results increases as well based on how many synonyms you use interchangeably. The asterisk is a nice operator to use because it avoids the need to write teach or teachers or teaching, as it will search for the beginning of a word and all the various endings. The quotation marks are particularly helpful when searching for expressions, such as learning disabilities. Obviously, if we search without the quotation marks, we're going to find results that talk about learning disabilities, but we might also find other types of articles where the word learning is in the title and perhaps disabilities is relating to physical disabilities in the abstract. And so when you're searching for an exact phrase, use the quotation marks to tell the database exactly what you're looking for. The parentheses allow you to put everything together and to combine your concepts and synonyms in a way that the database can interpret. So when you search for teach or pedagogy, you put that in one set of parentheses, and then learning disability or dyslexia in another. The results will be including words either teach or pedagogy, as well as learning disability or dyslexia. So if we come back to our topic and we look at some other key terms that I've identified as synonyms for the concept of teaching and for learning disabilities, we can then go ahead and add in our search operators. The first one being the or operator, which we're going to use between our synonyms. We're going to make sure to combine or to collapse those synonyms together in sets of parentheses. So for line 1 on teaching and for line 3 on learning disabilities. And then remember to use the and operator in between your 3 lines. So you can have a 4th line if you want, or 5th line. The more lines you add with and, obviously the impact is going to be to get fewer results. So keep that in mind. If you notice that you have many concepts linked with and, you can try to remove maybe some more specific terms from your search strategy. And lastly, just remember to add in those asterisks where appropriate, and also to include the quotation marks. To help in the process, you can take advantage of a search strategy worksheet where you can just simply indicate your search or research question, identify your main concepts, and then start listing synonyms as you find them that might be helpful. And I often use this worksheet as a guide or as a plan to help me throughout the process. And as I find things, I'll add new terms if I notice some that I hadn't thought of, or if I notice that one is returning results that I wasn't anticipating, I might just scratch it off the list. So this strategy worksheet can really help you just conceptualize your research question in a search strategy format. Lastly, what I think is important to note is that you need to put a bit of time aside to prepare your strategy. As I mentioned earlier, we're all used to using Google and it's fairly effective and quick. When it comes to using the databases, it takes a bit more finesse and precision. And so if you take the time to devise a search strategy that makes sense, it then can help you save time when you actually go in the databases and look for results. Obviously, the first try isn't going to be the best necessarily, so be open to trying different keywords and approaches as you sift through the results that you find. Finally, take advantage of those different search operators that exist. They can really help you tell the database exactly what you're looking for to create a strategy that's optimal for your research question and hopefully will return results that will be helpful in answering those questions. The last point I want to mention is that as a librarian, I'm there to help you throughout your studies, whether it's at the very beginning, just identifying your question and keywords, all the way to disseminating your results. So if you have any questions throughout the process, feel free to send me an email. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. And if need be, we can set up a consultation and discuss your questions and problems and hopefully come to some solutions that will be helpful in your studies. Thank you.